heartfelt welcome one more time. So the topic, how to deal with other people's negativity, I think it's something that all of us, we face almost every day in our lives. Almost. If we are in any kind of interaction, then easily it is that someone maybe gets upset about something, and we are a kind of in the negative energy of that person. So how can we a kind of stay at peace regardless? How can we stay in our own peaceful state of mind, state of being, and not be affected by how other people perhaps are reacting to some events around ourselves, or to something that we say or do ourselves, because we cannot really be in control of how other people react to us or react to other events that goes on. The only thing that we really can have control of is how we react ourselves, and how to cope with other people's negativity or even kind of mental attacks towards ourselves. I think the first and most important thing is to make this commitment to ourselves that I want to feel peaceful. That's the beginning of everything. I want to be peaceful, and that's why I choose not to react. I want to be peaceful. That's the biggest commitment we can make to ourselves, and really from that place I want to be peaceful. From that place everything we do and say will kind of come in a very natural way. And the other thing is that we don't really know the story of any other person. We are not in their shoes. We don't really know. So what we can do is trying to kind of cultivate compassion and understanding. And it's easy because we all know that we have our own thoughts and emotions, and things come up, and not always is it possible to remain in this Zen kind of place, or a very kind of calm place ourselves either. So by cultivating compassion towards ourselves, that sometimes our minds go up and down as well. And really feeling that it's okay, I let it be, and then it will dissolve. I let it be that I sometimes get upset myself, I let it be, I allow it to be, and then it will dissolve. But the moment that we start to fight that I'm not supposed to get angry, we have one more extra problem. So just allow it to be, don't give it any energy, and it will start to dissolve by itself. And then a big thing is that to try to remember that we are more than this body, we are more than our minds, we are more than our breath, we are pure light. So we are the consciousness that is witnessing this everything around us. We are the light, and we are, in a very literal way, we are the light. A very high frequency vibration, and pure light, pure consciousness is who we really are. And this light carries really a lot of beautiful names. You can call it the soul, or the higher self, your true self, or your heart. So you can see yourself and everyone else as this little picture. Your true self, love, written there in the middle. That is your true self. And then as we want to cultivate compassion and understanding, we can remember towards ourselves and others, we can try to remember that the false self is the ego, the fear-based thought system, the ego mind. And the love-based thought system is who we really are. But when the ego mind kind of gets on hold on the light that we carry within, it starts to, we can see it as a curtain, that the ego mind is a curtain, or the fear is a curtain that slowly starts to hide this love and the light that we carry within. And if it's really completely hidden, then that's the place where the most horrible things take place. But it doesn't mean that this love would still not be there. It's still there, but it's hidden. And that's for each and every one of us walking here on earth. Everyone carries this light, but sometimes it's just hidden. So when someone else, or even yourself, when you find yourself in a kind of place where it's happening a lot of squeezing and kind of narrowness and heaviness, kind of too much of density going on, and where all the negativity starts to happen, like and there's so many different forms of negativity. You can have resentment, judgment, inability to forgive, holding on grudges, and even thinking small of yourself is a part of the ego system, because you are really huge, you are grand, you are amazing, and you are the light within. So thinking small of yourself also goes under this category. So now when we want to cultivate compassion and understanding towards ourselves and others, we can just remember, okay, my light has now gotten a little bit in the shadow by my ego mind, by the fear-based thought system. It's no worries. I still know who I am. And when someone else gives you a hard time, or it feels like he or she is giving you a hard time, just remember the same thing has happened with this person, and it's nothing really to blame. There's no blame to it at all. So we cannot blame ourselves and we cannot blame other people. We can start to take responsibility when we start walking on this kind of spiritual awakening path and really starting to remembering who we are. But when someone attacks you in a not so nice way on the mental level, just remember their ego thought system has just taken over their light, and behind there's still that beautiful light also in that person. So that's one way to see it. And so we also know that when someone else gives us a hard time or is acting in a negative way, we need to know that it has nothing to do with us. The fact that you or we did something or said something upbrings an reaction in someone else. And how this person copes with it, that is not our responsibility. Our responsibility surely is to act from the love-based thought system more and more, to just become more and more aware. We can take the responsibility to just become more and more aware and act with more compassion and kindness and forgiveness and love and so forth. That's our responsibility. But then how someone else chooses to react to what we have said or done, or what someone else said had done, or something that has happened in the world or in our community, how someone chooses to react is not our responsibility. And we really need to see that in that case it has nothing to do with us. We are not responsible for someone else's reaction. That person solely is. And then to give a very practical tool on how to cope with other people's negativity, and to just go on and say, oh, I'm the light within, I'm the light within, I'm the light within, and you're feeling your own anger, and you're feeling perhaps taking on, if you're a very sensitive person, as I am, I know so many of you are, then you know it's so easy to take up on this other person's kind of mood, especially if you live close with someone, or even if you're walking on and meeting someone on the street. It's so easy that we take on this other person's negativity. So a practical way is, yes, we remember that our true identity is not the fear or the ego. It's the ego that starts saying in the mind that how dare you, how could you say something like that to me? No, that's not who we are. We remember, I am the true self. I'm love, I am light, I am compassion, I am understanding, I am forgiveness, I am peace. And again, we are committing to the peace inside because we want to feel good. So what we can do is just remind ourselves, bring the hand, one hand on the heart or both hands. Take a deep inhale, take a deep exhale. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And slowly coming back to who we really are. And who we really are is the peace within.